The sushi has the rice underneath it and it has a topping on top of it. Flipping it over is going to be destroying the sushi, right? Sushi, because it's raw fish, it brings down your body temperature. So just eating sushi, it could not be good for your body. You were already surprised that I was going to be talking about something that's not related to sushi at all. Minasan konnichiwa, and welcome to Shogo's Classroom. Today's theme is how to fully enjoy sushi. Thank you so much, guys. All right, I have been really looking forward to doing this how to fully enjoy series. Yeah, I actually have a really long list. I still want to do tea ceremonies. I want to do kabuki, no theater, kimono, sake. You know, there's just so many things that I want to do in the future. And I especially really want to do this series in the Shogo's Classroom because, you know, it's just, the theme is just so much fun to talk about, yeah. And I really didn't want to read off a script because I wanted to tell you about the excitement of how to enjoy everything in Japan, you know? Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to doing all the other ones. But today, I wanted to start off with sushi because who is not going to be eating sushi when they come to Japan, right? Yeah. Of course, maybe you won't be, but you know, it's definitely one of the things that I'm pretty sure many of you are looking forward to. And I'm going to be talking about the 5 things today, as you can see on the screen here, for you to fully enjoy sushi. Now, we've made a lot of videos talking about sushi, but some of them I have not talked about in any of the other videos. So if you're hoping to come to Japan and enjoy sushi, or even if you can enjoy sushi in your own country, these are 5 things that you can make the experience of eating sushi even much more fun. So I really hope you can enjoy this video till the end. So I would love to get started. In this channel, you can take a closer look at Japanese traditional culture, tips on traveling to Kyoto, and social problems in Japan. So learners and lovers of Japanese language and culture, be sure to subscribe to enjoy more content. それではお寿司を食べてまいりましょう。よろしくお願いします。Then let's get started from number 1 on the top here. To be honest, out of the 5 things that I'm going to be introducing today, I think number 1 is actually the most important. I'm going to start off with this one. I put it in the order of how you would actually enjoy your sushi experience at a restaurant. Yeah, but number 1, I think this is something that hardly anyone talks about, but it's something that's really important for you to have a full experience. So I've written here, eating in order. Yeah, it's very simple though. It's very simple. You just have to eat from a light flavor sushi to a deep flavor sushi, have refreshments in between, just go around, and in the end, you eat rolled sushi. That's at the end. Yep. So this is for you to taste each sushi at its best. Yep. So for example, if you have the deep flavor sushi and then have the light flavor sushi afterwards, yeah, you can't fully enjoy the taste of the light flavor sushi. Yeah. And on the other hand, if it means that if you enjoy the light flavor sushi first and then enjoy the deep flavor afterwards, you can enjoy the deep flavor even more. Yep. And the really easy way to understand which fish, which topping is, light flavor, deep flavor, I have some examples written here too. But if the color is lighter, simply the flavor is lighter too. If the color is, for example, really colorful, red or orange or something like that, then in that case, it's simply deeper. Yep. And the refreshments I've written here, the refreshments are the silver skin sushi, or the fish it's called. Yeah, I think it's the rather rare ones that's only eaten in Japan most cases, I think. Maybe, yeah. And also the eggs are considered as refreshments as well. And at the end, by the way, I've written rolled sushi. But there's actually a lot of different kinds of rolled sushi, but I believe through my studies, when everyone talks about eating rolled sushi at the end, I'm pretty sure they're talking about the Kappa-maki, which is the cucumber ones. I think there are some with the pickled vegetables as well, not just cucumbers. The yellow, I think there's a radish, I think. Yeah, those are all for refreshments as well. To just finish up the experience with a refreshing type of sushi, yeah, you can enjoy the rolled sushi at the end. Yeah. However, I know what you guys are thinking right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure many of you are thinking, well, Shogo, I've never been to Japan before, and I hardly eat fish in my own country, in my own culture, for example. This, going to Japan and enjoy sushi is going to be the first time for me to actually enjoy sushi. I don't know which one is which. I'm sorry, Shogo, like mackerel, gizzard, and all this horse yellow tail, horse mackerel. I don't know what these are, right? But don't worry, as I've written here, if you get confused, if you get lost in which way order to eat everything, just simply order a sushi set. It's impossible to find a sushi restaurant that doesn't serve sushi sets. And what's really interesting is that when you actually order a sushi set, the order that you need to eat the sushi is actually lined up correctly for you. And many of the people through my studying, I've seen that it's usually from left to right. But some sushi restaurants were actually saying right to left. So it's really difficult to tell. If you just take a look at the set that's been served to you, just take a look at the, which side has the lighter colored sushi topping, and you'll know which way to eat. But it might be East Japan, West Japan has different cultures, could be. But even if, for example, if you go to a restaurant that's on the east side of Japan, maybe that person trained in the west side of Japan, for example, So it really is really complicated, But anyways, it should be lined up in a correct row in order. So if you get confused, just order a sushi set and just eat it in the row that the sushi chef has prepared for you. And before we go on to number 2, though, there is one sushi taboo that I originally introduced in a previous video. I mean, you could enjoy eating sushi in a row and such, of course. Of course, you don't have to do this, but if you're going to, it's important that you don't take too much time, though. It's really important that you need to eat the sushi as soon as possible. The moment the sushi is served, the taste starts to decline. So if you just leave it there and if you start taking too many pictures of your sushi, I'm pretty sure the sushi chef will be like, can you please eat it as soon as possible, kind of thing. And it's for you, of course. It's for the customers to enjoy the sushi at its best. So in the end, of course, you don't have to eat in order. This is just something that you could keep in mind when you go to the sushi restaurant the next time. But in the end, it's also really important that you eat as soon as possible. Please keep this in mind as well for me, okay? Then number 2 is really shocking. Eating with your hands. Sushi in Japan is considered a really expensive dish, right? It's a luxury experience going to a sushi restaurant. But you wouldn't go to, for example, usually if you imagine a really expensive restaurant, you wouldn't go in, wow, this course looks delicious, let's dig in with our hands, You wouldn't do that, right? But at a sushi restaurant, that is actually allowed and it's considered an authentic experience. Now, in order to understand why it is, we need to take a look at the history. We're going to be going back to, of course, we all love the Edo period. That's right. The sushi during the Edo period, surprisingly, was a kind of fast food sold at street vendors. It was literally sold outside on a street vendor and everyone just went there to grab it like a hamburger. So sushi today and sushi back then during the Edo period was completely different how they were treated. So because they were almost like the onigiri rice balls, everyone just grab it with their hands, and that custom exists in Japan today. There is a remnant of that culture. So I really hope that you can try eating with your hands. This is a really fun experience. And of course, as I've written here, you can use your chopsticks if you want to. If you don't want to use your hands, it's completely fine too. But I think it's a really rare occasion where you're allowed to eat with your hands. And I think it's really fun. You just have to use your 3 fingers to hold onto the sushi and dip it into the soy sauce and eat it. It's very, very simple. And of course, I'm not forcing you to do this, but it'd be fun if you can at least try it once. That would be my recommendations. So you tilt it to the side and pick it up and eat it with your 3 fingers. Is how it's usually recommended to eat. And then number 3, along with what I just explained about holding on to the sushi and eating it, number 3 is really important too. I've written there, putting the topping downwards. What does that even mean, right? I mean, the sushi has the rice underneath it and has a topping on top of it. Flipping it over is going to be destroying the sushi, right? Of course, it's going to be falling apart. Why do that? It's actually for you to enjoy the taste and the texture more. So just explain that you hold it with your 3 fingers, or with chopsticks, you just hold it from the side, but you first tilt it to the side. And of course, it doesn't fall apart that easily if you just tilt it to the side. From there, you pick it up, you only put the tip of the topping in the soy sauce, and then as you put it into your mouth, you flip it over so the topping touches your tongue first. And it's really surprising. I really hope you can try this out. Maybe even at a local sushi restaurant nearby where you live, but it tastes completely different. So this is something really fun that you can try out as well. But another caution here, as I've written here, it's one of the sushi taboos that I've introduced in the past too, but the Gunkan type sushi. Gunkan is a type of sushi where you have the seaweed nori, wrapped around it. These ones you're not allowed or able to flip over. If you flip over, everything just falls off. Like the salmon roe, for example, all the eggs will just fall off of the sushi, so you cannot do that. Unfortunately, for the gunkan, you have to just eat it straightforward, basically. And also the soy sauce, as I explained in the previous video too, you do not put it on the tip of the end of the sushi directly, but you use the gari as a brush. It's the vinegared sliced ginger that's always on the corner of your plate if you go to a sushi restaurant. Yeah, you use it kind of like a brush to apply soy sauce on the gunkan to eat it. Yeah, so that's just one thing that you need to keep in mind. You can't flip everything over. And again, connected to that, let's move on to number 4, eating gari in between. Now, for every time you go to a sushi restaurant, you see the gari on the corner of your plate like this, I'm pretty sure we're thinking, wow, this is a very beautiful looking decorations. Let's eat the sushi. That's what I thought for a really long time. You know, growing up in the US, I really did not know about what the existence of the gari was for. Yeah, but it's something that you can actually eat. And it's always will be served at a sushi restaurant. So there's 2 reasons why I recommend you to eat the gari. Number 1, as I explained in the first thing that you can do to fully enjoy sushi, I talked about the refreshments, right? And I originally said that the silver skin sushi and also the egg can work as refreshments, but of course, eating another piece of sushi, you know, or the eggs, is gonna be making you full. Yeah. If you want to be full with just the deep flavor sushi, for example, or the light flavor sushi, you don't want to eat another kind of sushi just for refreshments, right? So that's where the gari comes in. Gari is a perfect refreshment in between the sushi that you eat. So that's the first reason I recommend you to eat gari. Second reason, this is something that I think hardly any sushi restaurants talk about as far as I've studied, but it's something that my father-in-law, who's originally from China, explained to me. In China, there's a really strong study about yin and yang, right? And it's considered that sushi, because it's raw fish, it brings down your body temperature. So just eating sushi, it could not be good for your body. Yeah, sometimes it's not good for your body just to eat sushi because it lowers your body temperature. In order to bring the body temperature that's been lowered a little bit higher is to eat gari. Gari is a really good way to raise your body temperature that's been lowered by the sushi to maintain a healthy state of body, basically. Yeah, I've actually never heard of any Japanese person explaining this before.
No, I've never heard
yeah,
of it
but it's
either.
completely logical. Yeah, it's understandable. So I really wanted to introduce this to you too. Yeah. And then number 5. I'm pretty sure already at number 4 you were already surprised that I was going to be talking about something that's not related to sushi at all. just a small piece of sliced ginger on the corner of her plate. But number 5 is a little bit surprising too. It's actually about the soup. Yeah. Drinking soup at the end of your sushi experience is also something that I really recommend. Especially because every sushi restaurant has their original soup. It could be a miso soup or a soup that has shellfish in it and stuff like that. Yeah. But the reason why sushi restaurant soups are especially special is not the kind that you can just find at a convenience store and buy, just pour hot water in kind of stuff. What's especially great is their soup stock. Because of course they cut their fish and get the bones and everything from all the cooking that they do. Yeah, they actually make their original soup stock with all of the fish that they have. So that's the reason why the soup served at the sushi restaurants are especially really delicious, and the flavor is super deep. It's really great. It's probably the best that you can find in Japan almost. Yeah, because they have a really abundant amount of fish, right, to make the best soup stock. And it's best, again, to eat it and drink it at the end. Yeah. Again, because sushi brings down your body temperature a little bit, yeah, to warm it up before you go, soup is one of the best options along with gari. Yeah, but I have to confess to you guys that I'm not a big fan of gari myself. I hardly eat gari. So I usually have the soup instead. Yeah. So soup is really enjoyable. And actually, another thing that you can keep in mind that the soup is actually part of the culture too. So for example, if you go to a sushi restaurant, you've ordered a sushi course set. If soup comes out, it means that it's the end. Yep. For example, if you're at a sushi restaurant, the chef suddenly serves you soup, it means that it might be time for you to go. For example, if you're staying there for about a few hours, the sushi chef wants other guests to come in, maybe that person will quietly serve you some soup, it means it's time to change seats with other customers. Or it could be the situation could be you're going to a sushi restaurant with a different client in Japan, and the client orders soup at a sushi restaurant. It means it's time for him or her to leave. So the soup is actually connected to the culture of sushi restaurants and sushi too. So that's really interesting, something that you can keep in mind. If you ever see someone ordering soup at even in maybe a movie or something, it does mean that it's the end of the meal. Okay, so these are the 5 things that I wanted to introduce to you today. Let's quickly run through them again. Number 1 was eating the sushi in order. Keep in mind to eat from light flavor, deep flavor, refreshments including the gari. Yeah, and then at the end, eating the roll sushi is really one of the best ways to enjoy sushi. But of course, it's not mandatory. You can eat if you want to eat just the deep flavor. That's completely fine. I do that sometimes too. Yeah. This is something I hope you can just try at least once. And number 2, again, eating with your hands is allowed because of the culture from the Edo period when it used to be a street food. Yeah. And number 3, putting the topping downwards, it makes it taste even better. So I hope you can try flipping over the sushi inside your mouth, except for the Gunkan type sushi. And number 4, even though I don't do it, please enjoy eating the gari. Please try eating the gari. Please give them a try. Yeah. Give them one chance at least. Give them a chance, please. Yeah. And also number 5, at the end, it'd be great if you can enjoy the soup at the sushi restaurant too. It's very, very refreshing and it's just very tasty, especially at sushi restaurants in Japan. Okay, so these are the 5 things that I wanted to introduce to you today. So that's it for today, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. I really did enjoy filming this. Especially it's because I guess it's really just me almost recommending something to a friend. Yeah, and especially because coming to Japan for many people is really, really far away, right? Like if you're not living in Asia, coming to Japan is a long journey. It could be 15 hours, maybe even 20 hours and such. Right. And it's usually a once in a lifetime event, right? An experience. So I do want you to make the best of it, of course. Yeah. And as your friend in Kyoto, these are the kind of videos that I really, really enjoy making. So of course, I think maybe the next video I'll be trying to talk more about history, about samurai, or maybe some social problems in Japan in this Shogo's classroom format. Yeah, but I think maybe one every 2 or 3 videos I'll try to make the How to Fully Enjoy series. Thankfully from June, the borders of Japan are gradually starting to open up finally. Yeah, it's been taking a really long time, but I think there's going to be more people coming to Japan. So if you have any other friends that you might not be able to go yet, but if you have any friends or family who are going to Japan soon, it would be amazing if you can share this video with them so they can have an even better experience in Japan. Okay, and everyone, before we end though, our goal is to achieve 2 million subscribers by January 2023. So it would be great if you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and leave us comments about what you'd like to learn more about Japan, to how to fully enjoy your experience in Japan. I'll be happy to make videos or answer to your comments. So it'd be great if you can help us out by subscribing and giving us likes and comments. Okay, then everyone, thank you so much. We'll see you in our next Shogo's Classroom. 皆さんどうもありがとうございました。Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye-bye.